Have you ever noticed that one of the hardest things about being an entrepreneur is being an entrepreneur? Think about this. When you have a job, you know exactly what you're doing. You go in, you're told what to do, maybe you have a schedule and a routine, and yet when you're an entrepreneur, it's completely different. You don't know what's going on. And if you're getting started, even if you've been at it for a while, it seems like every day there's something new that comes up, something new that you have to learn. There's something that's shifting. There's some other things that are no longer valid that you don't even need to do anymore. So as an entrepreneur, it can be a really hard road. My name is Connie Scavella. I'm here to help you, guide you through that road, simplify it, make it a lot easier for you so that you can actually scale your business. Our whole focus here at the Iconic Entrepreneur is to take you in 1 year from 6 figures, scale it all the way up to 7 figures without the stress, the struggle, the frustration, the overwhelm. And so if you are ready for that, we are about to talk exactly about that. So let's go ahead and get going with today's lesson. So today is really fun. We are talking about this. Right here, this platform. How do you grow and how do you monetize Facebook groups, but how do you do it organically? Because we all know ad costs have just gone through the roof. Have you guys seen it? It's crazy. So we don't want you spending a fortune on ads, like spending $20,000, $30,000 a month on ads and then only taking home 10. That doesn't make any sense. You're paying Zuckerberg more than you're paying yourself. We want to show you a simpler way to grow your business without all the hassle, without all the tech overwhelm, and without all the expense. So most people are working too many hours in their business, and we want to scale that back. If you watch this and you learn this, we are going to show you how to take about 80% of all the things off of your plate so you can really focus only on what matters. All right? So if you guys are ready, if you are ready to make some big money, okay, who's ready to make money? Do you have dollar signs in your eyes? Okay, then let's go ahead and get going. This is the topic that we are talking about today. And guess what? This is actually part of a series. There's 3 parts to this. So we're going to grow and monetize your groups, and I want you to know up front that we've got a great giveaway for you guys. And so there's a whole bundle that we are doing, and we want you to have everything that we're talking about, not just today, but over the next 3 weeks. So you actually have our whole system. And why is that important? Because when we scaled our business from starting off this business, we scaled and grew and grew and grew and grew to $1.4 million in 9.5 months with just one methodology, right? And that is growing in groups, okay? Now, there's a lot of ways to do it. If you have a group and you're like, oh, not groups, please don't tell me she's talking about groups. I tried that. That is so yesterday. Okay, that is not what we're talking about. We're talking about something new. There's just some little micro tweaks that you have to make in order to do it in a new way. Okay, what is the alternative? The alternative is you can do what everybody else is saying. You guys know what they're saying, right? They're saying, go to a different platform. Facebook is old, it's dead, right? You have to go to the different platforms. You have to go to where it's all happening, right? Maybe if you recall, about 1.5 years ago, they said this to you too. And you remember what they said it about? They said it about Clubhouse, all right? And how many of you went there, spent hours and days on it, and now it's gone, okay? So now the message is TikTok, okay? And YouTube. And oh, don't forget LinkedIn and don't forget Instagram. Well, Instagram is dying and dead. If you have questions about Instagram, just write Instagram down below and I'll tell you why you want to move away and where you want to move into, okay? So I'm trying to get your business set up for what's coming economically so that you don't have to keep pivoting and pivoting and pivoting every few months. Does that make sense? You really want a simple, systemized, and scalable business. If it's not scalable, all the hard work you're doing now isn't going to take you into the next quarter or into the next year. And that's where we see a lot of entrepreneurs failing. They have something hot right now, but it isn't going to last. Okay? Remember the gurus you followed 2 years ago? Are they still there? Probably not. And if they are, they're doing something totally different. Okay? So you need something that's consistent, something that is a principle that will last for a long period of time. All right. So as we get started, go ahead and type down below. Put a comment down below. Where are you watching from? Let me know what you're doing, because here's what I want to do for everybody here. Okay. If you want what we're going to show you, okay, and I've got a whole bunch of material in a very short period of time. So let me show you this. If you want all of this, okay, this is all going to be about how do you actually scale, grow, monetize, simplify Facebook groups and the whole process so that you can really grow your business utilizing social media rather than old, slower strategies. So if you make at least one comment during this live event, we'll send you the link to the whole 3-part Facebook growth training series. Okay, so you can make a link, you can type #group, and we'll get that to you. And there's other things that we'll have for you if you like what you're seeing and you don't want to go through all this learning, but you just want to shortcut the whole process and you want to just have a call with me. I'll just type #call and I'll give you a link to meet with me personally. Okay, so this is all we're saying is, hey, make one comment, I'll get you all of this. You can decide how much of it or how little of it you need. Okay, so today we're talking about those 10 steps, and I want to make sure that you guys grab some paper, and if you need like a summary or a recap of these 10 steps that we're talking about, I'll be happy to get that to you, or if you want my slides or something like that, I can also get that to you as well. The whole goal is for you to look at this and see, what am I doing? What do I need to do? Okay, and the question is, why are we doing this? Why are we even working on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or whatever? Okay, it's not because you really want to be in business doing all this stuff. There's other things you want. Biggest thing that people want is they want to travel and they want to go somewhere amazing, right? And they have some things that they might want to buy, and also spending time with your family, and of course spending time with your friends. So this isn't just about doing work. This is really about having a life. Okay, so if you want to have a life, stay tuned, because I've got only a few more minutes that I'm going to talk about all of this, and then again, if you want the giveaways, let me know. So we're talking about 10 steps, and if you're new here, let me know that you're new. Type a number 1 in the comments down below, because we have a welcome gift for you. If it's your second time, third time, fourth time, you've been here a lot, then I want to know that too, and tell me that you're a pro. Just type pro down below, okay? And so we want to recognize and honor those of you who've been here before. I thank you for being here. So let's talk about these 10 steps. Everything we do is actually based on physics, okay? So I have a PhD in advanced theoretical physics, and so our whole model of our business is based on a cube. And it's super clear, okay? So this is how we build everything, and this is why it's so easy for people to understand what we're doing. So a cube is like a grid as well, and this is what we're going to talk about today. This is the 10 steps, okay? And so they're also in a grid or a cube, okay? So this is your growth cube, so the G3, right? So I'm going to talk about these 10 steps today and break that down for you, and this is how they all break down. The attract, retain, transact, brand, metrics, engagement, screen, entertain, and offer, and strategic mentoring. Okay, so what is all that other than a big mouthful to memorize? Okay, that's what we're going to talk about. Those are the 10 steps that you need to have, and you need to have them all in place, okay, in order for you to monetize. Otherwise, you just have a group, or it sits there, or it grows and it starts, and maybe you have a group and then it died, or it was hard. I want to know, and I want you, if you have a group, maybe it's on LinkedIn, maybe it's in another place, but put it in the comments. Put in the comments your group. Put the link. Promote your group, okay? Just put the link to your group down below. If you have a group and you don't know your link, just type group, okay? I have a group. And if you want a group, if you want some help setting it up, we do a social media fast start class. And that social media fast start class is all about, in 1 hour, getting you completely, totally set up with your own group and set up according to the algorithms and SEO and all that kind of stuff, okay? So if you would love what we're talking about, but you don't even have a group, or yours is so old, it's got cobwebs on it, then we can help you out, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the first row of our grid, and let me just ask you something before I do that. I'm going to cheat, because this is what we're going to talk about, how this looks, the art of virality, because Facebook groups grow when they get viral, right? So we need to, the whole core concept is to attract, retain, and transact, all right? And think about that, the art of your group. What is the art? Are you attracting people? Are you retaining them? And are you transacting with them, all right? So a lot of people have a lot of questions as they get started. And they're trying to figure out, should I do this or should I just go somewhere easy? It's just a lot more easier to voice over and do karaoke over a song, right? But is it making you money? We don't do anything that doesn't scale and doesn't make you money. They might be fun, they might be entertaining, all right? But it's no different than when you're driving down the highway and there's a big crash on the side of the road and everybody looks, right? Gaper's block, and they want to look at the crash. But does anyone ever stop and help? No, they don't. They don't transact, okay? So no matter how fun it is and how entertaining it is, it's not about business. We're here to make some serious money. I am not here to get you to $3,000 a month or $4,000 a month. I'm here to get you to $100,000 a month, okay? So that's our whole goal. And if that sounds good, cool. But let's talk about the questions and things that people have. And the first thing you have to understand is you've got to know your audience and what do they want. And a lot of people don't know that. They're like, I don't know. I just want to do this. But do you know what your audience is, what they want, what they care about? And if you don't know that, it's really, really hard to grow a group. In fact, it's going to be very frustrating. We have surveys that you can do. And for those of you who want the survey, I'll be happy to get it to you. Just type survey. Now, I have an amazing team in the background. Angie and Angie are working here. I didn't tell them about the survey. So if you want the survey, you're going to have to type that in, okay? They can't read your mind. Type #survey. They'll follow up with you. And I'll give you the survey that we do with our clients. If you want to use it in your business, I'll be happy to give it to you so you can at least figure out who is the group and how do I get them to respond, right? How do I get them to stay, retain, and transact, okay? I've attracted them, now how do I get them to do something, all right? So let's look at some of the common things that people are always asking is, in this whole game, the whole virtual world, how do you play and win, right? This is what we hear. Social media doesn't work for me. I've tried it. It doesn't work. I'm just going to do simple things. I'm just going to connect with people, go to events, maybe meet one-on-one. Is that you? Here's another thing that we've heard in our surveys. We have a ton of followers online, but no engagement, right? Maybe you have 50,000. Oh, this has 5,000 views. This has 50,000. I'm huge on YouTube, but I'm not making money, okay? How about this? Our email marketing stopped working. A lot of people are saying that. Email's so dead, doesn't work. Why do we even bother? I don't know what to write. I'm a horrible copywriter. Okay? So here's the thing. 1.8 billion Facebook users have joined groups. Okay? So all of this stuff works if you know the process behind it. Here's what else we hear in our surveys. Our ROAS, return on ad spend, wasn't profitable, so we just stopped using ads. We don't do ads anymore. We're doing something else. All right? Has that happened to you? And ads are expensive. You got to make the money to spend it, right? There's over 110 billion people on here. But guess what? Less than 5% succeed. Less than 5% are succeeding. You got to be in that 5%, maybe the 1%, right? And other people, I post great content, but I get no reach. I have people that say, yeah, I'm on Canva all the time. Oh, did you see my video? Oh, did you see this post? Did you see this post? Guess what? Most people connect with less than 30% of their audience. So you're wasting your time, okay? Because every minute there's 54,000 shared links, 147,000 photos, so much content that you're competing with. And influencer marketing is too expensive. Sure, it works, but I can't afford that either. The ads I can't afford, the influencers I can't afford. So how do you get your messaging out, right? Here's another thing that people have said in our surveys is, why do kids get more views than me, right? There are 6 and 8 and 10-year-olds that are making a fortune, and you're starving. You can't even afford to put them through school. Okay, so what we're going to focus on is efforts and results. There's a fine line between that and speed and quality. We don't want you putting out junk, but you got to go fast. You can't spend forever on this stuff, right? Now, I have another question for you. We ask everyone, what's your marketing budget? What is your marketing budget? Because that's the thing. It's a limit on how much you can spend, but also it determines a limit on how much you can scale. I love this. Oh, me? Oh, I don't have a marketing budget. I just do organic marketing, right? Okay, so what if you could get the algorithm to work with you and be one of the 4 billion people, take advantage of that 200 billion messages, but be in that top 5% that is actually succeeding? So if that's what you want, then you are definitely in the right place. And now I want to, if you, how many of you related to that? Did you relate to some of those questions? Which of those questions did you relate to? Maybe the email doesn't work, or I have all this content, or maybe no one's engaging, forget the ads. What is it that resonated with you? Okay, again, this is part of our survey that we did, and we're always surveying. If you would like to participate in our survey, we give you a nice thank you gift for participating. Just type survey, and we'll also give you a copy of our survey. Okay, so let's go into this. This is the way it works. This is the art, okay, of monetizing your group. At the top, you have to attract, right? A lot of people see a funnel and you think, okay, top of the funnel, right? First thing, you've got to attract them to your group. There's a lot of mechanisms that go into play there. Then you have to keep them there. And a lot of people just stay because they forgot that they're even in your group, right? How many groups do you join and then you forgot you're even there? Okay, how do you make sure that they stay and engage, and then how do you get them to transact? Okay, so that's a really big part of going viral. And by the way, we have 3 parts to this series. Okay, every Tuesday we are live. Next week, we're going to show you the secret to viral posts on social media. Okay, I'm going to show you how and why. Then next week we're going to show you the posts, and then the third week we're going to show you how to actually sell, how to actually do the transaction. Okay, so right now we're talking about the attracting, and then we're going to retain it by showing you viral posts, and then the third week we're going to show you how to transact by selling on social media. Does that make sense? You guys excited? All right, if you love this, give me a heart, give me a thumbs up, give me some thumbs up, give me some love. I worked hard on this. I don't want to be alone here. I want to hear what you guys think. And I really, really, really want to help you with building your groups, because I love it. We went to $1.4 million in 9.5 months, right? I could have given birth to a baby faster, slower. So by the time someone's pregnant and gives birth, I made $1.4 million. So if any of you out there had a baby, did you get $1.4 million at the time of delivery? Right? So this is what we're talking about. Not making $2,000 or $3,000 a month. We're talking about $2,000 to $3,000 a day. So I was just doing my math at $2.4 million, that's $6,575 a day. How would you feel about that? What if you cut that in half? What if you made $3,300 a day, not a month? Okay? I know it's too big of a number. I get it. You're not seeing it yet because you don't have the right strategy. Once you see the strategy, it's really cool. So we talked about the art, okay? And then what? Here's the next thing that's critical to your Facebook group is your brand. Like, what is your brand? How many of you just have something, but you don't really have a brand? You don't stand for anything. And if you don't stand for anything, as the saying goes, you will fall for everything. And that's how you get caught up in shiny object syndrome. Okay, so you have to be careful on your brand. What is your brand messaging? How are you setting that up? And that's as far as your cover, your descriptions, your title of your group, how you have your keywords placed, right? Your video messaging that you have in there that tells everybody about that. That's your branding. Okay, again, we do have a social media fast start class. That if you need that help and you're like, I need to restart, I need to reboot the whole thing, mine sucks, great, let us know. And you want to do that fast start, just type help or fast start and we will follow up with you. Okay, and so what's the next thing that you have to look at? I'm going to go fast because I've only got about 12 minutes left. That's the engagement. What are you doing to engage people? What kind of engagement are you doing? And is it what's working now? Because guess what? Facebook just made another change. I work with a designer. We're creating our own software so that everybody can have one place that you can put everything together. right? And you can have all your leads and your calls and all of your messaging, all your landing pages, and you can just mirror mine. You can basically clone my business, take all of my designs, all of our stuff. So that's what we're building. That's what we're coming out with. And imagine if you could do all your engagement through that too, all right? And you knew exactly how to engage with your audience. So my question is, what are you doing to engage? And it's not only the what. Okay, do you know what works? Do you have some understanding of copywriting and advertising techniques and attention getting things? Okay, we'll talk about that next week in order to make sure that engagement works. Okay, and what are you doing on the front facing and what are you doing behind the scenes? Okay, because you also have to have your engagement with email too. So it's not just all in your group. There's the front and then there's the back end. The back end is what makes the money. Okay. Now, what's the next thing that you have to look at? And I do want to show you this graph here too. Okay. So when you're looking at this, there is this graph. I'm going to show you what this is. We're going to talk about it more in the virals, but you know, it's the difference between the motivation and the ability. And when you're looking at how do you make your brand succeed, how many of you are motivated to really focus on your brand? Or it's kind of an afterthought? And how many of you have the ability, right? So this is what we're looking at. If you don't have the motivation and the ability that's real high, you're probably not going to do well on the branding side. Okay, so that's one of the cubes that you're going to miss. So we talked about engagement. Let's talk about the metrics. Okay, do you know the metrics? Do you know your numbers? Do you know your audience and how they break out and where they're coming from? Do you know how long they stay? Do you know all the details about them? Do you know what they want? Do you know what they're looking for? Do you know what keeps them, what turns them off? Do you know how to get them to bring other people in? All of these numbers you want to know. Okay, so what we do is we have really cool dashboards, KPIs and OKRs that we use to track all of that, to say, hey, are we doing good? We're not good. Hey, we put this out. How's it work? And so it's very sophisticated, but it's very simple. All right. So there's little things that have to go in place, but you only focus on the things that make you money. Okay. So what's another thing that makes you money? And this is definitely something you guys want in our bundle that we're giving to you guys. If you want to, just make a comment down below. We'll get you the link and you guys can access as much or a little of that as you want. So the 7-step content monetizer whale. And this is how you really get the engagement. You track your metrics, right? You've got to know all of that. They all tie together, right? You can't do one of these in isolation, okay? And if you're wondering, which one do I start with? That's a great question. That's probably the most intelligent question you could have asked today. Which one do I start with of these 10? Okay, well, what I'll do is I will meet with you, take a look at your wheel, take a look at your grid and all of the other factors and see what you have, and then I'll tell you which one to do next. All right, so just type in down below, call Connie or meetconnie.com, and we can set up a time and we'll go over this in about 45 minutes. I get to look at what you have, I'll audit it, and then I'll give you a strategy that you need to do to be able to monetize via social media. Okay, and then you go put it into play with me or without me. It doesn't matter. Okay, kind of like that Tom Cruise movie, right? You can do it with me or without me. With me, without me. Most people fail because of accountability. You don't have a way to actually keep doing it, right? And I have so much content after 20 years of doing this that you don't want to get lost in all of it. You just do the things that work. So what's the next thing that's critical? This is critical, okay? And this is one of the early things in the attract phase you have to do is the screening. How are you screening your people? Because remember, we started with, what about the audience? Who are they? How do you know they're the right people? Have you ever built a group and then you hated it and it was the wrong people? Or like, how did all these people get in here, right? Well, somebody let down the red velvet rope. It's because you didn't screen. So you've got to screen everybody. So there's a screening methodology that we have, and it's going to be in the kit that we have for you. So if you're wondering where's all this stuff, how do I track it all, it's all going to come in this. Okay, it's part of the 3-part series that we have for you. Okay, and all you have to do to get that link is just type hashtag group, or you can just make a comment. Comments are great. I love the comments. Makes me feel like somebody's here, that you love me just a little bit. All right. So all you have to do is make a comment. We'll get all this stuff. As you can see, it's all in there. Okay. And a whole lot more that I just didn't have room to fit on the picture. And by the way, we are 2 days from the end of the month. And I'm wondering, did you hit your goal? If you didn't hit your goal for this month, how are you going to guarantee that you hit it next month? Okay, I would love to get you a copy of our results sheet. It is one of our most popular items. It's a one-page results sheet. This is the website. We'll send you that link today. If you want it, just type hashtag results. I'll get it to you today. And just go there, download it. It's one page, and it'll guarantee that you hit your goals. This is how we do it all the time, right? And this month isn't quite over. I'll give you last month. When I did it, I set a goal that was decent. It wasn't really too much of a stretch, but then I tripled it just following the results. Okay, so go ahead and get that. It's totally free for you guys, so I would love for you to have that. So we talked about the screening. Vital. Part of that goes with your survey. If you want that survey, just let me know. Now here's the part that's where I get some resistance, is entertaining. How are you entertaining people? Most people come in and they just educate. How are you going to be entertaining? What are you going to do? Okay? Because that's how you retain people. Why do you watch silly videos? Because it's entertaining, right? Why do you go to the movie theater? It's entertaining. So this is very, very important that you have a mechanism to keep them entertained so they keep coming back. All right? And when you're looking at that, you have to know what percentage of my audience likes what kind of things. Some people love entertainment. Some people want logic. Some people like to watch and listen, and there's all different things. Okay, so let me show you this thing, because this is huge. This is out of Stanford, and so there's huge research. It's called the Fogg behavioral model. Okay, and this is actually what the founders of Instagram and Facebook used to build their business, right? To figure out how to keep people entertained so that they engage. That's the point of entertainment, right? So this model, and I'm going to explain it more to you next week because it's so cool, okay? I'm going to geek out on you a little bit, but these are all the things that you have to know. Okay, if you want to know how do I keep my people, I'm going to show you this next week. And these are the 6 values. And you have to know in percentage. The problem is they're all unique. We all have one of these, okay? And people like themselves, right? And guess what happens when you start using this? Is most people do this all wrong, because all of these are different values. Those are the things that make people stick and stay, and how they stay entertained, and how do they eventually transact. Well, if you don't know which one to use, you'll lose it all. If you just do the one you know, guess what? You'll lose most of the people. So let's say you're a thinker, and you say, I'm going to do all this stuff for a thinker. I'm kind of a thinker, not all of the way a thinker, right? I'm a physics geek. Well, who knew, right? So, but if I only talk to you like that from physics level, I would alienate 75% of you. I'd really love the 25% of you that stuck around, but 75% of you would be out the door as quick as possible. So what are you using in your entertainment system that is either turning people on or turning them off? So what we'll show you next week is how do you put it all together? How do you actually do all of them, right? Without becoming schizophrenic. And then the last of the 10 steps is your offer. What's your offer? Okay? You don't have a group, just have a group. It should be monetizable. That's why you're doing it, to make money. We're in the business for one reason, and that's to make money. The byproduct is that you get to have family and friends and fun things to do. But a business exists to make money. That's it. Okay? So I'm going to make you guys an offer. Why not? Right? You're here. So here's my offer. Call me. It's so easy. There's an easier, faster way. I make it so easy. I put my phone number on there, and a lot of people call, right? Like, okay, I'll have an appointment. I don't want to go to a website. I don't want to open my laptop. I don't want to do all that because I'll get down a rabbit hole. You can just type Call Connie down below. You can go to callconnie.com, or you can call the number 877-610-1717. All right, that's the name of our parent company, 1717 Corp. Okay, so as you can see on this cartoon, here I am offering you nice round wheels, and most people are saying, oh no, I got this, no thanks. And you're going the hard way, right? You're pulling your own square wheels. with a box of rocks. So I'm not saying you guys are a box of rocks at all. That is not what I'm saying. But see, that was the fun part. So I would love to have you guys hop on a call with me and figure out, where are you, where do you want to go, and how do you get there. It's that simple, okay? And let's look at number 10, because there's 10 things. This is the one that's most important. Is in order to have a Facebook group that monetize, you need strategic mentoring. You can't do it on your own. I had strategic mentoring. I have one person who just on one of his groups is my mentor. One group last year made $8 million. So of course I hire the best. And they're incredibly expensive, and it's incredibly worth it, right? So you have to have somebody who can show you the way to make sure you're not going about it wrong. Not someone who just took a course from someone who took a course, okay? It's all nice and good, but stay in your zone of genius, right? My zone of genius is scaling companies. I've done it for over 20 years. I've taken individuals from negative 350 to 2 million in 1 year. Someone in 6 months took them from 1 million to 20 million. Angie, who's here in the background, Angie, say hi to everybody. She went from so far down below zero and started her business in 6 months, made 6 figures. So it's all over the place, but that's my specialty, right? People come to me to make money. And if you want to make money, which is the whole point of business, then come to me, okay? Really simple. Just go here, callconnie.com, super easy, okay? And then I want you guys to remember that what we're going to do next week, 5 o'clock right here, is I'm going to show you, now that I gave you the overview of how and why Facebook groups are so important, because it's a huge, huge market. If you're not tapping into this, oh my God, you are so missing out, okay? But next week, what I'm going to do is talk about the viral posts. That's what everybody wants, right? Oh, I want my post to go viral, okay? Well, I'll show you exactly how to do that. Okay, so come back here next Tuesday, and then on part 3, I will show you how to transact, how to actually sell via Facebook. So again, let me know. Did you love it? Was this good for you? Tell me.
Give me a Y, give me an E, give me an S. Yeah!
All right, let me know how I did today. Good or bad, let me know, and tell me what else you want. If there's something specific that you guys want, let me know. All right, if you want to learn on something or different things, we also, if you're curious about all the platforms, I did a 3-part series on how to work on each of the platforms: Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, because those are the 3 biggies. All right, and so if you're thinking maybe I should get on Instagram, please don't, and just type "Call Connie" and I'll tell you why. All right, and if you think, oh, she's probably wrong, when Clubhouse came out, you can go back and search. I did a thing on 7 reasons why you should not go on Clubhouse. Okay, so you guys, it's not my first rodeo. We only have 4 steps to everything. Okay, so everything is really simple once you work with us, but some people are not ready to work with me, and so I want you to come here next Tuesday. All the time, we'll help you out. If you think you might be ready, or you're just curious, then please go to callconnie.com, and I would love to work with you. We will see you guys next Tuesday, same bat time, same bat channel, and I can't wait to see you then. See you next week.